Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. It's the 14th of February, which means it is, of course, Valentine's Day. And as you can see, I have joined in with the Valentine's Day spirit and added some very nice little balloons to the screen. BTC, my Valentine. That's what the show is about today. We have a lot to get through. Some good news, some bad news. And for all of you out there, those love heart balloons are just for you. If you don't have a Valentine today, I will be, in a kind of platonic way, your Valentine for at least the next hour. Now, if you can hear some noise in the background, they are digging up the street across the road. We've already had a power cut today. Who knows if we're going to make it to the end of the stream? But a few good mornings to Hidden Agendas, Velvet Rope, Jan, Chris, KB. I hope you're all well. And I hope you got what you wanted. I have some chocks and some cards for my wife ready to give to her when the stream is over. I hope you have all done the same. And if you've forgotten it's Valentine's Day, it's only 11 o'clock. Go out and get yourself something nice or get your missus something nice. Now, what we're going to go through today, we're going to go through the news that Tether might have to sell its Bitcoin, and it holds a lot. We're going to talk about whether Ripple's USD stablecoin is going to take its place. We're going to talk about deja vu. What's that about? We're going to talk about the SEC being dead. We're going to talk about Dupe and its buyback policy. And we're going to talk about Dood, D-O-O-D, as well as OpenSea being sad, which you can see just under the bouncing balloon there. Good morning, Solo Sky. Welcome to the stream. And of course, we have the X-Files and the charts to talk about before we get into any of that. Bitcoin then coming in at 97,000. It's moved a little bit since yesterday. But as lots of people have been pointing out, we've had bullish news, which didn't really get us too much to the upside. And now we've had some bearish news. The inflation rate is going up in America, which means that interest rates probably won't come down this month. Bitcoin's still at 97,000. So if you wonder why the price doesn't move, the world, the macroeconomic climate all makes a difference to the price of Bitcoin. So 97,000 is a good price. I still have my target in the bottom right of your screen at 112,000. We're going to be there before you can say broccoli, which we'll talk about at the beginning of the show as well. So Bitcoin's coming in at 97.1, Ethereum back over 2,700, XRP had a huge pump. We're going to tell you why that happened at $2.75. That's going to be over $3, more likely on its way to $4, probably in the next couple of months. Solana, look at that, just about back to $200. That $200 mark, that is the line in the sand for me. I'm bullish above, bearish below. BNB has had pretty much a massive retracement. If you think a 5% retracement on a $95 billion asset, that's $5 billion wiped off in 24 hours. That's a big retracement. Cardano is back up, back over 80 cents. That'll be 90 cents in a dollar before you know it. And Chainlink coming in just under $20. Again, expecting big things. So that's pretty much it from the charts. Broccoli, I want to bring your attention to this. Okay, so CZ, the great man himself, released some information over the last few days with regards to launching a meme coin. And that meme coin was going to be based on his pet's name and his pet's type. He has a dog and he called it Broccoli because broccoli sounds like blockchain, apparently. And as you can see, there is broccoli, there is broccoli, and there is broccoli. Okay? There are tens, if not hundreds, of these stupid coins doing the rounds, and some of them are starting to get listed. My advice is simple. Don't touch them. Don't buy them. Don't go anywhere near them. They are trash. They are a waste of time, and they are based on the name of an ex-CEO's pet. Okay? It is like the Emperor's New Clothes. Absolute trash. Every coin I have read out today so far is a better pick than broccoli. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like broccoli. It's very nice, especially if you fry it in a little bit of oil. It's very tasty, but it's not a coin you should hold. Now then, gainers, dog with hat, Jupiter, which we're going to go through in the stream. Trump is up to $20. Telling you now, that's going to be at $30 next week, week after. It's going to go up. Whether I like it or not, it's going to go up. XRP is gaining. Casper, Stellar again. The 20,022 coins having a good time. Radium is up, back above $5, nearly at $5.50. Litecoin is up at $130, sorry. That's going to have a good run going into the ETF. At the bottom end, Pancake Swap went up 40% yesterday. It's down 12% today. A profit take, no more, no less. BNB is in the bottom there. Ondo is down just a touch. Again, not many losers. A bit of a green day. A little bit of light relief. And now we're going to go through some X-Files. X-Files are very simply sentences or graphs or charts taken from Twitter that aren't really newsworthy of a segment on the show. So just little snippets. Now, I'm not going to read all of this. What's important is this sentence at the beginning. Dan Crypto trades, Dutch guy, really good at what he does, tries to take as much emotion out of it as possible. I like him. I do think the recent decline in the market has woken people up again to the fact that 99% of coins out there are useless, or to coin my phrase, trash. They're as useful as a chocolate fire guard. And as you would know, if you put the fire on, chocolate fire guards won't last very long. They're a waste of time. That's why we don't cover most of them. Some coins we cover don't do very well. Some coins we do cover do far better than we predict. But we are more right than wrong because we stick to the top coins. So again, if you're out there with your broccoli, what else is there? I imagine somebody's going to start a craze now of having vegetable-related meme coins. If you've got a bag of veg meme coins in a few weeks' time, you've only got yourself to blame when you lose all of your money. Now then, excuse me, yesterday I said that I wasn't a fan of privacy exchanges and privacy, I don't know, we're not going to call them dexes, but the likes of Tornado Cash are anonymous ways of putting money in and getting money out. And I said I wasn't a fan of them because you can break the law, and I'm not a fan of breaking the law. Railgun has a mechanism which I want to bring your attention to. And that is, for those of you that don't know, Tornado Cash is a way for criminals to take stolen money and put it through a website, and then what comes out the other end is an untraceable amount of money. And it's illegal and it should be shut down. And I said Railgun falls into the same category. But there is a caveat which Vitalik has posted, and I wanted to give you the other side of the story as well, not just what I think. Anyone can deposit into Railgun after you deposit the 1 hour period during which various algorithms detect whether or not the deposit likely came from what the algorithm believes to be criminal activity. If your deposit passes the filter after 1 hour, you can use it to withdraw privately. If your deposit fails the filter, you can only withdraw back to your own address. There is no risk your funds will be frozen or seized. If you disagree with Railgun's filters, anyone is free to fork and make their own. So although it is still a privacy processor, I don't want to, there's certain terms I can't say because it flags up. But money L is a big problem in crypto, and we don't want it, and we want it gone. And Railgun, Tornado Cash can be used to launder, and they should be closed down. But at least this has gone some way to making some changes to stop that from happening. So it's not as bad as Tornado Cash, but I still think that they should be kicked into touch. President Trump has said that interest rates are going to be going down. Now, President Trump is not in charge of the Fed. Jerome Powell is in charge of the Fed. This is simply a game of chicken between Chairman Powell and Donald Trump. And I think whatever happens, the President of America is going to win. Interest rates go down, risk assets become more desirable. Away we go. Bull run can continue. Now then, for those of you out there that hold 1 Bitcoin or more, you are part of a very select group. 992,000 addresses hold more than 1 Bitcoin. The reason I'm showing you this is I think within the next 2 or 3 years, this number is going to go down rather than up. And the reason is we're going to get to prices, 100, 200, 300,000, $400,000 for Bitcoin, where individuals are going to sell. And I think the early adopters, the people that were buying down here in 2012, 2014, 2016, they are simply going to sell. And the whales, the BlackRocks, the Strategy Bs, whoever else you want to throw in there, they're all going to be buying up the Bitcoin. So what you're going to get, as with all types of money, is you're going to get an accumulation at the top. You're going to get 97%, 90% of Bitcoin being owned by 3 or 4%. And the rest, people will own 0.1, 0.01 Bitcoin, whatever it might be. So I expect that number to go down. I'm not expecting us to get above 1 million. And that's unusual. The same could be said about the population of the planet. The population of the planet has topped out. We're actually starting to see a population decline. If you don't believe me, go and look up the stats yourself. I am not here to talk about population decline, but I don't think we're going to get more than maybe 1 million, 1.1 million. I don't think we're ever going to go higher than that. BNB-based broccoli skyrocketed to 420 million market cap in 4 minutes and then dumped 97%. The current market cap is $17 million. Please don't buy trash coins with your money. If you get paid $10 an hour for your job and you YOLO in $100 into trash like broccoli, that's 10 hours of whatever it is that you do down the drain. Okay, you've worked hard. In fact, you're going to have to earn more than $10 an hour because of the taxes that you have to pay. So maybe you're on $15 an hour. Well, you've taken that $15 an hour after tax. You've taken $10 an hour and you've gone and bought a trash coin named after that dog. Okay, what stupid universe are we living in where people go and buy a coin called broccoli and then think it's going to make them any money? You might as well go into your casino tonight on Valentine's Day and put your $100 on black, because you've more chance of winning than you have buying trash like that. And I guarantee you that that green candle there and those 2 green candles there, they are the whales holding, and I can guarantee you every red drop there is the whale selling. Don't buy trash. Don't buy trash, especially on Valentine's Day. Go and spend it on some roses. Okay? Now then, let's move on very quickly. KB, the chart for broccoli is a disaster. Absolutely. Can't say fairer myself. Right, where is the next tweet? This one. Okay, we don't have too many of these to get through. I've got a couple of charts I want to show you because there are some green shoots of recovery if we're going to stick to the broccoli analogy. Right, Doodles is going to launch its Dude token on Solana. Again, what happened with Pengu, that token was associated with an Ethereum NFT project. They also own Abstract, or the company that owns them owns Abstract. Doodles is, as far as I'm aware, an Ethereum-based NFT project. They're going to launch Dude on Solana. Now, I believe, and I'm sure lots of people in the comments underneath will believe, that a very large chunk of Dude is going to go to dupe holders. So if you've staked your dupe with Jupiter, you're going to get this airdrop. And again, I know we are not supposed to talk about tokens that are not listed on all exchanges. I'm fully aware of that. But this is not out yet. It is going to launch. And if you hold dupe and you have it staked, keep your eye out, because I believe the 13% new blood is going to be partially going to be dupe holders. Even if you've only got 50 or 100 dupe staked, you are likely to get some of an airdrop. I got a $700 Pengu airdrop from having my dupe staked. Okay, so It doesn't matter if you've got $100 or $1,000 or $2,000. It's free money. And if you're trying to accumulate solid projects, sell the Dude airdrop, sell the Pengu airdrop, buy Solana or buy Bitcoin. It's simple. If you want to have a bit of a play and you've got enough Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana, hold it. Hold it for the bull run. Maybe it goes up, maybe it goes down. It is a meme coin after all, but at least the likes of Dude and Pengu are backed by something. Now then, all quiet on the Western Front is what I would say to you. Now, normally I show you this chart when the world has ended and everything is on fire and the degens are running around and they've got flames coming off their head and they're all crying, we're not going to make it, it's all ruined, crypto's a pile of crap. Well, $162 million in liquidations in the last 24 hours. It's quiet. It's a positive sign, okay? Now, we know why it's quiet because the price isn't moving. I get that. But in the last few weeks, well, actually, no, let's say the last 10 days, we have seen all of the longs liquidated. They all got liquidated when we shot down. Now, the next stage is for the shorts to get liquidated, which I did say a week ago that we might see shorts liquidated. Excuse me. Now, there is some green shoots of recovery. This is the DXY, which is a very posh word for the strength of the US dollar. This is the US dollar against everything else. Now, as you can see, very much like Bitcoin since November last year, this has been going in this range since November 2022, 2.5 years almost. Now, the interesting thing is we appear to have topped and we've come down. And if you look at the types of come down that we have, we don't tend to have fake downs. Let's call them that, okay? When we come down, we do tend to come down. And Trump doesn't want a super strong dollar because it makes his exports expensive. So he's going to want the dollar to cheapen against everything else, therefore weakening it. Now, the next level of support is down here. And if we break that, maybe we come down to this area here where we were last summer. That would be a nice move. Why is this important? A weaker dollar, a cheaper dollar, helps the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been trying to pump into all of this. So all of the dollar getting stronger, which has been going on since September, that has been a headwind. Bitcoin has been trying to swim upstream against the river that's flowing downstream, and it's finding it hard. So when the stream changes direction and does this, Bitcoin should do this. And we're starting to see the breakdown. It's a good thing. It's a positive thing. Liquidations, the longs have been flushed out. The DXY is coming down. I think, maybe not today, but I think we're going to see a short squeeze. Maybe we go to 102,000 again like we keep doing, but I think the price is going to go up. I'm not going to put my reputation on it because I don't have one, but I'm going to say I think we're going to see a move to the upside sooner rather than later. The only thing that's going to kick us in the nuts is if Trump comes out and plays merry hell with China and goes into a massive trade war. But I don't think he's going to do that. People are accusing Trump of all sorts. At the end of the day, he's playing a game. At the end of the day, they all play games. It's just, it's their game. It's not your game. It's not my game. Right then, let's move on very quickly. We are going to talk a little bit about something that I would say isn't super sexy or isn't super exciting, and that is stablecoin regulations, okay? And this is the headline. This is the one I've stuck up today. US stablecoin regulations may force Tether to sell its Bitcoin. Now, there is a very good reason why this may happen. There's also a very good reason why it won't happen. Tether is a company that makes a profit. What does it do with its profit? It spends it on buying Bitcoin. So it has a Bitcoin treasury, but the backing of the actual stablecoin itself is US treasuries. So they hold a lot of Bitcoin. Is it 80,000, 75,000 Bitcoin? Please tell me it's got the amount in this article. I tell you what, the quality of crypto articles is rubbish. Okay, off the top of my head, I believe they hold about 60 or 70,000 Bitcoin. And they may be forced to sell it. And that's a large amount of Bitcoin that they will be forced to sell. Okay? Now, I don't think that this headline is ever going to come to fruition. Okay? The stablecoin rules are in place for the actual backing of the stablecoin. So if you have $10 billion in USDC, for example, you require, or they require you to have $10 billion in treasury notes and US denominated funds. So holding it in US dollars, holding it in treasury notes, whatever it might be, that's what you have to have, okay? I don't believe that they are holding Bitcoin as the reserve for their stablecoin. So I think this is going to be a nothing burger, but it's catching all the headlines. And of course, we've made it the title of the show today. I don't think it's going to happen. What they are doing is they have their own treasury and they are keeping Bitcoin in their own treasury. JP Morgan analysts are salty because they don't own Bitcoin. Tether analysts say JP Morgan doesn't have enough Bitcoin, says Paolo Ardonio, who's the CEO of Tether. The analysts identified that the new US stablecoin regulations will compel Tether to offload its Bitcoin reserves. Several stablecoin bills are coming through. The most likely bill to be passed is the Tennessee Senator's Bill Hagerty's The Genius Act. It shows only 83% of Tether's reserves are in compliance. The others bills are more aggressive. Again, this was one of the issues with Europe. The reason that you can't get Tether in Europe is because the European Union are a bunch of clowns, and they have told Tether that they need to hold EU treasury notes, I believe, to allow US dollar Tether to be traded in the EU. It's nonsense. And on top of that, those treasury notes from the EU are not secured. So what they were asking Tether to do was to become less secure of an asset. Now, I would understand it if we're talking about an EU-denominated stablecoin, but we're not. We're talking about Tether. So, is this a way of trying to get rid of Tether? I don't think so. But this is the issue that I have with the niggling doubt I've got at the back of my mind. And that is, I always tell you, men in suits, men with beards are not to be trusted. Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin could drive crazy demand for XRP amid push into 230 billion payments market. Now, who is Donald Trump's bestest buddy right now, other than Elon Musk? Brad Garlinghouse. Brad Garlinghouse has his own stablecoin. Brad Garlinghouse wants a big piece of the pie. If Brad Garlinghouse wants to get rid of Tether, he is sitting at the table with Donald Trump. Now, what Trump has done to try and recuse himself from this, he's created a stablecoin working committee that's got the likes of Chris Marszalek on. One second, sorry. I've done nothing but sneeze and cough for 4 weeks now, and it's really getting on my nerves. So, he's created a stablecoin committee to try and create a consensus, and not just having Wormtongue whispering in his ear that Tether is bad and Ripple is good. But they are making a push into the market. So it wouldn't surprise me to see pressure being put on Tether to weaken Tether while Ripple come along and try and push into the market. Again, it's a game of 4D chess that we are not party to. All we can do is sit on the sides and hold the tokens that we think are going to win. RLUSD will launch on the Ethereum network and XRP ledger. Ripple planning to expand its presence. I guarantee you right now, you are going to see RLUSD on Ethereum, on Solana, and on Cardano. I absolutely guarantee it. Why Cardano? Because of Charles. Charles and Brad are now besties. We're going to see it on Solana because that's where retail is. And again, the amount of stable coins on Solana is skyrocketing. With final approval from the NYDFS, we're excited to move forward. Exchange and partner listings will be live soon. RLUSD goes live. The development comes amidst the rapid growth of the stablecoin market, which has surged. Tether holds 70%, Circle owns 20%. I would guarantee right now that within 2 years, Ripple has 10% of the market minimum. They are at the table with Trump. And as much as I like what Trump is doing with trying to cut waste, he's got Elon Musk on the case for that, I do think he's still going to fall foul of listening to not necessarily the right people. And maybe Charles Hoskinson and maybe Elon Musk are going to help him with that. And maybe he's picked people that he trusts. But I think we need to be very wary of Brad Garlinghouse. Having said that, owning Ripple is an absolute surefire bet for this market. We are at $2.70. I don't think we're going to go super high from here. I don't think we're going to go to $25, $30. I do think we might hit $5 to $7. So again, you're looking at a 2 to 3x, but it's the third largest stablecoin. Be careful. So the launch of RLUSD is expected to attract financial inflows. Valhill Capital model suggests that XRP could sort it. What on earth is this nonsense? No, it's not going to happen. You'll be lucky to sell XRP for $10 in this bull run. And when I say lucky, I mean you've probably got a 1% chance of us hitting $10. I know we're at $2.70, but it's already got a massive market cap. Unless something unbelievable happens, I don't see us getting to a $10 XRP. So again, don't listen to me. I am not necessarily the right person to listen to. If you don't like listening to me tell you that we're not going to get to $10 for XRP, just look at the pretty balloons behind my head. And remember, it's Valentine's Day. Peace and love to all of you. Ethereum returns to the same $2,650 level from 1 year ago. Why can't it outperform stagnation and Cardano's price royals? Is this an article about XRP? Okay, we'll ignore this. This is a paid article trying to get you to buy a coin that's probably absolute trash. Ethereum has dropped below 2,650, the same price level as a year ago, raising concerns about its growth in the last month. It's lost 4% of its market cap. Cardano is down. Right, because this is a paid-for article, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the Ethereum chart, which I don't think I've done for a few days. And again, I'm not expecting Ethereum to go to the prices that lots of people are talking about. They're talking about $20,000 Ethereum. It's not going to happen, okay? But what I will say, if you zoom out on a chart and you look for patterns, you can see things in charts by zooming out. If we zoom in, for example, and we do this, okay, that just makes Ethereum look like it's finished, okay? But that's why we zoom out and we look for levels within the charts. So if you look, you will see in the green zone, we have Ethereum. It spent from February last year to August this year. From February last year to August last year, and then from November to February. Now, we've broken down into, if you look, the orange zone, where we spent this period of time, and now we're there now. And if I draw your attention, I sound like I'm in court now. If I draw your attention to this area here, this is February and January last year. And Ethereum did this because Ethereum has a really good Q1 and Q2 and a really bad Q3 and Q4, traditionally going back over many years. So, having said that, now is the time that we break up. And not only do we need to break up, we need to get above the bull market support band, which is at 3,140 for argument's sake. We are 15% away from that. That's a big move. 4,100, we are a good, 60% away from that. So Ethereum has a lot of work to do. Unlike Solana, unlike Bitcoin, unlike XRP, unlike Cardano, Ethereum is in the mud. But, and this is the biggest but I can give you, the chart, again, is not reflecting the news. There have been applications to change the ETF to allow for staking. What does that mean in English? It means that the ETFs for Ethereum will pay maybe 3% a year. Number one. Number two, World Liberty Finance is buying as much Ethereum as it can get its hands on. Number two. Number three, the ETFs themselves are buying 10, 20,000 Ethereum a day. So the people in suits, the people with beards, the Orange Man's company itself, they're all buying Ethereum, and we are down here. Okay? It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. Somebody, somewhere, is dumping into these buys. Because when we see the same kind of action from the ETFs on Bitcoin, we go up. And we go up, not substantially, but we might go up 1 or 2% in a day. All of these big buys that are coming in to Ethereum are being sold into. So somebody is selling at $2,700, $2,600, because that's the only reason I can see why we are down here. We should be looking at a 3,300, 3,400 Ethereum, because that's what the ETFs, that's what World Liberty Finance, that's what the people, the application's going to, it's what everything is telling us. And we're not there. And maybe its liquidity is going into Bitcoin. Maybe because Bitcoin dominance is going so much higher, people are sticking with Bitcoin. Maybe when Bitcoin dominance starts to break down, maybe that's when Ethereum will fly. But believe you me, the same way I've been telling you that Cardano and XRP were going to pump, I am telling you, as sure as night follows day, Ethereum is going to go through the roof. It is going to be the blockchain of TradFi. Everything is coming to Ethereum. And from Ethereum, it will go to Solana. That's the caveat. But it's going to Ethereum first. Yes, I hold Ethereum. Yes, I hold Bitcoin. Yes, I hold Solana. I'm not being paid by anybody to tell you this. What I am telling you is $2,700 has happened here and happened here. And on the previous two occasions that the price was at this level, we did this and we did this. What do you think is going to happen next? Because I don't think it's going to do that. I'm going to leave it there on Ethereum and move on. And we're now going to talk about a little bit about the SEC. I am trying to get everything done in an hour. If I overrun by 5 minutes, please forgive me. And I am trying not to rant. It is Valentine's Day. And by the way, not one person in chat has wished me a happy Valentine's Day. I have asked you to be my Valentine. I have put balloons behind my head. And Solo Sky, KB, nobody. Chris, you've not wished me a happy Valentine's Day. I am sad. Okay, I'm sad to the core. Now then, the SEC's crypto unit is dead and buried, former official says. Oh, he looks very serious. Stick a fork in the SEC crypto enforcement. It's done, he said. The SEC has removed crypto assets from the official name of the unit on LinkedIn, replacing the term with emerging technologies. Stark believes that the name changing was ordered by acting SEC Chair Mark Uyeda in order to completely dismantle crypto-related enforcement. In 2022, the SEC announced a massive expansion of the crypto assets and cyber unit. Within its enforcement division, earlier it was simply known as the cyber unit. David Hirsch, who spearheaded the unit, left the agency last June. Following the departure of Gary Gensler, the new head swiftly moved to scale back cryptocurrency. Now, also, what happened? Let's not forget, the SEC case against Ripple was dropped, or sorry, not dropped, was removed from the website this week or last. That's gone. There is another case going on right now in America between the SEC and an exchange. That has been paused for a period of, I think, 60 days, whilst the new administration comes in. That's probably going to get dropped. Start previously opined, that the SEC was done, predicting that the incoming administration would stop targeting the cryptocurrency industry. Again, we don't want favoritism. What we want is a level playing field, okay? That's all we care about. We don't want crypto to be treated any differently than HSBC or Barclays Bank or Barron's or BlackRock. We don't want different rules. We just want the same rules. And if we have to have new rules because crypto is a little bit different, then we have slightly modified rules. What we don't want is a game of guess, where we guess whether this crypto is a security or not. We guess whether they're going to be fined or not. We guess whether they're going to be taken to court or not. We don't want it because the surety involved in investment is removed. You can't buy Ripple. We said this when it was 35 cents. I said specifically on this channel multiple times, nobody's going to buy Ripple when there is an active court case. And I said, when all of the court cases are dropped and finished with, we are going to go above $1.50. And I said that at 30, 40 cents. And no, we didn't straight away. We hit $1 and then we retraced. Now we're at $2.70. We've gone a lot higher than I expected because Brad is now, Trump's worm tongue. Okay. So these cases are going to get dropped, in my opinion. The XRP case is gone. The case against the exchange, I think, is going to get dropped once the fine is paid. There is a fine to be paid, okay? That fine is, I think, about $4 billion. It's a big, old fine. And there is a rumor, and it's only a rumor, that this exchange has been selling Ethereum and Solana into this pump of Ethereum, especially, to pay the fine. But again, it's rumor and it could be conspiracy theory. Let's leave it at that. Okay. Thank you, Chris. Right then. So this is the big news. Okay, this is the positive news. I have been championing Jupiter for a year. Made videos, talked about it many times. Jupiter has launched its buyback. Now, it's not got all of the information in the article, so we'll read the article in a second. I will show you the actual tweet from Jupiter. What is Jupiter? It is a decentralized aggregator. It's currently got a market cap of, I think, under $2 billion. It's not got I think it's got under $2 billion. The Jupe buyback starts on Monday. It will happen on an hourly basis. The dashboard will come out next week. Of course, I'm going to publish that for you because they believe in transparency. Now, I talk a lot about other chains on X, and I don't believe that some people on other chains are as transparent as Meow and Jupiter is. And I think they do that because they come from the wrong discipline. They come from the wrong background. Crypto, the entire basis of crypto is to be based on a public blockchain. And that public blockchain is based on transparency. Okay? Banks have had private blockchains for a very long time, and you don't know where the money goes. Doge is currently going through the US Treasury right now to try and find out where American money goes. Where does the money go in the UK Treasury? Where does the money go in the European Treasury? We don't know because it's on a private blockchain. When you are working in Web3, you have to be as transparent as possible. Now, with that comes added scrutiny, but in my opinion, you get more leeway. Meow has cocked up a few times. He's also had a few moments where he's had to take some days away because of his mental health. But you can read him like a book. And that is what, to me, is important in crypto. You have to be open and honest. Now, their project started with 10 billion tokens. They burnt 30% of the supply to bring it down to 7 billion tokens. A lot of them are already locked up. What they've said they're going to do is spend 50% of their operating profits buying back dupe and putting it into a trash can for the next, I think it's 3 or 5 years, I can't remember which. That's going to cause, in my opinion, a huge pump in the price of Jupiter. Not to $20. It's certainly going to go back over $1. It's certainly going to go to maybe 110, 120, 140 where it was previously. Because there is an hourly 24/7 purchase of dupe. Now, what's going to happen in the bull run? In the bear market, or the current lull in the bull market, we're seeing lower volumes. The higher the volume on dupe, the more dupe gets bought back and locked out of the way, lowering the supply of the token. So if you hold dupe, in the next month, we should see dupe go up in value. Maybe 25, maybe 45, who knows where it's going to end up, but certainly back over $1. My price for Jupiter right now is $1.50. End of this bull run, hopefully $5. Dupe themselves have said they want it to be at $5 in 5 years' time. I think that's overly conservative. I think we're going to get there in this bull run. So this is happening. If you hold dupe, and again, I can't tell you to buy a token. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to try and show you sensible revenue and profit-making crypto assets that will survive the next bear market. I am not here to tell you to buy a stick of broccoli. I am not here to tell you to buy a carrot or what other harebrained meme token comes out next week. This is the dupe price. And considering what the market has done, it has stayed absolutely central to this price. It's gone between, let's call it 73 cents and about $1.21. And it hasn't really veered from that too much in, let's call it a year. For argument's sake, let's call it a year. We're at 95 cents right now. Okay, it is going to pump because of this buyback. It is going to go above $1. Now, there are many things we need to keep an eye out for. We need to break probably $1.28 to put in a higher high, okay? But that is neither here nor there. It's irrelevant because this buyback starts on Monday. What you are likely to see over the next 3 days is people front run that buyback. And I think we are going to go somewhere there. I think we're going to go somewhere near this price where we've kind of gone to before, which is about $1.10. I think we're going to go there pretty quickly, okay? From there on in, it's anybody's game on how much they're going to be buying back every day, how much is going to be sold into it. I don't think there's enough dupe to be sold into because there's 500 million of it locked away and there isn't that much in circulation. So I think compounding that buyback over time, we could probably see a run at that level there, which is $1.84. It wouldn't surprise me if by May we were at $2 easily, and that's at 95 cents now. It's still going up, probably going to keep going up for the rest of the day. But again, I'm not going to give you financial advice and tell you to buy a token because that's not what I'm here for. I'm showing you the evidence that I think this token has. We talk about gaming tokens on here, and I say they're all trash. And I'm yet to see anybody prove me wrong in any tweet about any gaming token. They all go to zero because all they do is emit tokens, which dilutes the token price constantly. When you've got a token doing exactly the opposite and hoovering up the supply on a daily basis, then you are going to look at appreciating value rather than depreciating value. Why does the price of Bitcoin go up? Because people are buying more than the supply. Why does the price of a gaming token go down? Because there's just more and more token, and there's no reason to buy a gaming token. There is no reason at all. There are some great gaming projects out there, but the tokenomics are trash. And that's something you've got to understand. It's like having the greatest 15th century medieval pub in somewhere in the Cotswolds, but it serves Forex or some Australian cat water, right? You don't want to go there because it's selling cat water, but it's still a beautiful building. That's what the gaming industry, Web3 gaming industry is. There are some amazing games, but the tokens are trash. Your local pub with a load of hipsters that are drinking malted melon, that's where the nice beer is, and that's what Jupiter is. It's like a shack on the side of the road selling organic melon juice, okay? You want to go here because it's nicer. Don't go and buy a gaming token because it's trash. They are all trash. I haven't found one yet that is going to make you guys any money. Anyway. Happy Valentine's Day to you, Solo Sky, as well. I remember you said so long ago XRP is flying. I did. But again, I can be wrong. That's something to bear in mind. Whoever you listen to on the internet is not the God's given talent in crypto. There is nobody out there who will tell you time and time again what is going to work. I watch plenty of other streamers, and they've all been crushed in the bull run. In the bear market, and they've all got calls wrong, especially with meme coins. So people don't get everything right. You've just got to take in as much information as possible and change your mind. And if the weight of evidence is in the favor of buying XRP, buy XRP. But there's going to come a point, maybe when XRP gets to $4 or $5, where I will say, don't buy XRP anymore in this bull run. I don't think it's got many legs left. Or it's not got much left in its legs, should I say. It's going to happen. And the same with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is $150,000, I'm going to be very reticent to sit here and tell you that you're going to make any return on Bitcoin. And at some point this year, I'm going to tell you that I'm selling. All of those things happen because you're trying to eat a 3-course meal, and we're heading towards the final destination of the train, and there's 35 minutes left. And I'm bringing you out your starter, and you're digging in, and you're digging in, and then I'm bringing you out your main, and you're digging in, you're digging in. And then you ask for the dessert, and I say, I'm really sorry, but you ain't going to have time to get a dessert because we're about to get to the station, so can you pack your belongings and get off, please? Because that's what we're going to get to. We are all going to get off the train at the end of this bull run a lot richer than when we started 2.5 years ago. 3 years ago, whatever it is. Okay, now then, this we covered in a tweet, but I'm going to cover it again. I do have a bit of time left. Ethereum NFT brand Doodles reveals Solana token amid pivot away from extractive corporate deals. Doodles CEO and co-founder Scott Martin opened up about how the NFT brand is shifting gears. First up, a Dude token launch on Solana. Again, there are people who are pivoting away from Ethereum. Do not believe for 1 second Ethereum is dead. Okay? Under the stewardship of former Billboard executive Julian Holgan, Doodles weathered the year-long crypto market by building out one of the most prominent awareness campaigns in crypto, snagging partnerships with McDonald's, Adidas, and pop music sensation Pharrell Williams, the man who wears the oversized hats. I believe that's who he is anyway. The company is changing course, replacing its seasoned top exec with the NFT collection's original artist, disavowing convoluted corporate tie-ins and launching its own tokens. Scott told Decrypt all about the plans. which involve ending its extractive corporate focus practices and pushing assertively into the ballooning meme coin market. We're trying to be a bed and a couch, and ultimately it's uncomfortable. We're moving to a vision with a strong bias for risk, disruption, and radical transparency and the authenticity that made us who we are in the first place. Very nice. Martin points to Doodle's collaboration in the fall with Rubik's Cube as a prime example of this failing strategy. That's extractive and forced. Such moves have angered Doodles holders. Without community, Doodles is an empty shell. The CEO said Doodles will retain powerful partnership with McDonald's and Pharrell because they still serve as effective means to increase brand awareness. But gone are the days of making holders jump through hoops to nab on-chain collectibles that might appear in a vacuum to link the concepts of mainstream commerce and blockchain in reality are desired by few consumers. On Thursday, they announced plans to launch the Solana token Dude, following in the footsteps of Pudgy Penguins, which I told you about before. Dude will be deploying on Solana, 10 billion tokens, but they will also go to base. Very, very nice. Now, he'd rather not call it a meme. Eventually, once the US security laws are properly navigated, he said the token will morph into more of a utility coin that will underpin a gamified ecosystem of Doodles-related apps. Again, it's not a sign, as I said a minute ago, that Ethereum is dead. I'm going to sneeze again. I'm sorry for doing this. I can't seem to get rid of it. Now, Ethereum is becoming corporate. It's becoming TradFi. It's not a slight on Ethereum that the likes of the OG NFT projects are now moving to Solana. I said many times that Ethereum is the wrong chain to launch a token on. It's expensive as hell. You can't play games on it. You need to go to a layer 2. Or you need to go to Solana. And 2 years later, here we are. We've seen this is now the third major Ethereum NFT project moving across to Solana. Solana is retail. Ethereum is TradFi, traditional finance. That's my distinction between the two. And every day that goes by, that distinction is becoming more apparent to everybody. The gaming tokens and the gaming projects associated with Ethereum are now moving to either Solana or onto layer 2s of Ethereum. Ethereum is becoming, in my opinion, what Vitalik wanted it to become originally, which was like the mainframe, the base layer, and all of the layer 2s on top, the Arbitrums, the Optimisms. Optimism is doing an incredible job of providing layer 2 code, I suppose you could call it, for other chains. I think Base, I think Abstract, I think a few others all use OP stack, the Optimism stack. So that's what it was intended to do originally. All these tokens that launched on Ethereum only went there because that's where the money was back in the day. Now we're starting to evolve. We're seeing them move away. And that's not a bad thing. That's the right thing to do. We don't want all of these tokens on Ethereum. We want them sitting on the most relevant blockchain. And blockchains are now becoming specific as well. We talked about Abstract. Abstract is trying to become a retail layer 2. You log in with Google, for example. You have your wallet in there attached to your Google account. It's trying to become a simple way to get into blockchain. I get that. Gaming is now going onto the likes of Steam, onto the likes of the Fortnite platform, whatever it's called. I can't remember the name of it now. Anyway, we're seeing a move away and I suppose a concentration, which is what we should be seeing. So again, it's a solid move. For me, it's not a slight on Ethereum at all. I think it's just natural progression. Things change. In crypto, things change week by week. Let's not forget that. Right then, finally, before we go, what time is it? 11:54, plenty of time left yet. OpenSea goes multi-chain after a 98% drop in volume. Now, the name for OpenSea back in the day was OpenScam, and there have been many court cases over the years where where OpenSea's employees were actively pushing the NFT projects that they owned to the front page so they could sell and make a profit. One guy, he made a few $1 million. I think he went to prison about it. It's all out there. It's all available. That's not hearsay. OpenSea is a relic of crypto times past, okay? It's been absolutely hammered by all of the newcomers. Being the first to market does not make it best. It doesn't give you such a lead that you can't be caught. Bitcoin was, of course, the big OG. Of course, Bitcoin is. That's slightly different. When we're talking about marketplaces, which can easily be replicated, easily copied, you need to do something that gives you a competitive edge. What's your unique selling point? The OpenSea unique selling point was, of course, that's where everybody went to buy and sell their tokens. And then they became a real pain in the backside to all of the communities. And the big finish to OpenSea was when CryptoPunks and Bored Apes left. That was the end of OpenSea for me. And I don't care about NFTs. I think the majority of NFTs are trash. But that was the end for me for OpenSea. Once one of the largest NFT marketplaces and a staunch supporter of Ethereum's ERC-721 protocol, OpenSea has decided to go multi-chain, conduct an initial coin offering style airdrop, and try to recoup losses from its 98% decline in trading volumes. In an announcement today, the exchange said it was working on an airdrop of its new C tokens, reworking its website and adding deeper support for a dozen blockchains. The exchange achieved unicorn status as an early startup, peaking at $476 million 3 years ago, following the launch of Bored Ape Yacht Club. Today, the volume is down 98%, 3 years since the glory days. OpenSea boasted monthly NFT sales of over 5 million by January. That was down 80%, I imagine, to 1 million. The royalty fees were 268 million in January 2022, didn't get to 4 million last month. The company is hopeful that the new ICO airdrop and platform redesign will help it recover. It laid off 56% of its workforce after receiving a Wells notice from the Securities and Exchange Commission in August 2024. It's finished. OpenSea is finished, in my opinion. There are bigger, better, faster, more enjoyable experiences for me out there. I was a very early adopter of Magic Eden. I got an airdrop from Magic Eden at the start of this year, which of course I sold at $4 or $5. I think it's now $1.30. Just because an airdrop is given to you from a project that is really good doesn't mean that the token's going to hold up. I sold it. I think I said at the time I sold it, but I kept my Pengu. I think I said that as well. OpenSea is simply struggling to deal with a multi-year decline in NFT popularity these days. Traders simply prefer fungible meme coins rather than non-fungible. And again, it's finished. It is absolutely finished. NFTs are going to have their time again because that's just part of the cycle. But OpenSea is not going to be part of that future. It's a relic, and it sounds crazy to call a project from the summer of 2022 a relic. But in the summer of 2022, we didn't have the tokens that we've got out today. We didn't really have the Solana as it is today. We didn't really have Trump or ETFs or blue chip adoption, corporate adoption. We didn't have any of that. And it sailed the sea on its own and it dominated the seas. But unfortunately, its wooden ship with its sail has been superseded by aircraft carriers. Very simply put, aircraft carriers can carry multiple ships, multiple types of vehicles, and that's what the likes of Magic Eden are. Magic Eden has 10, 12 different chains and layer 2s on it. The other ones, I can never remember the names of the NFT websites, but there are at least 3 better NFT marketplaces out there now. And unfortunately, OpenSea is finished. Absolutely finished, in my opinion. Right then, we are at what time? We are look at that, 11:59. We've come in, we've slid in, and we've touched base then on 12 o'clock. Bitcoin still 97,000, Ethereum 2,700. Let's go to full screen and get rid of some of this because it's the end of the stream. We can close this down and we can go over here and we can wave at each other. So that's the end of the stream. Thank you everybody for coming. Hopefully by next week, this cough will have gone. I haven't made any videos this week. I only made one on Sunday for the OGs and one for X. Had some family issues to deal with, which we're not going to talk about on here. And again, Valentine's Day today, probably not going to make a video today, but tomorrow and Sunday I will make some videos. And we have some exciting news, which we're going to announce next week as well in terms of partnerships. We still have the Wolf Swap quiz night to do. We're going to do that hopefully next Wednesday. I'm going to speak to Wolf Swap now again and try and arrange that for next Wednesday night. So that's next Wednesday. And the news that I should have should be next Tuesday. So next Tuesday, we should have some exciting news. Next Wednesday, we should have the Wolf Swap night, as well as our daily streams. If the Oracle doesn't have to sit and watch a rom-com with my wife and I tonight, then he will be streaming. If we make him watch Love Actually with us, then he won't be streaming tonight. So if he doesn't, have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you, Chris, Solo, Sky, Jan, KB, everybody. Have a great Valentine's Day. If you're celebrating it on your own, watch something nice on the TV and relax. Remember, Valentine's Day is nothing but a marketing gimmick to get you to spend money. And if you are spending it with your partner, make sure to treat him or her to some chocolates, some flowers, whatever you've got, and have a great day. See you, Jan. See you, KB. I might see you tonight. I might not. Take care.